This is Valley News Live at 10.
One gentleman was walking around that morning and he says, "I can't find my boat."
We begin with continuing coverage of storm cleanup as 6 tornadoes were confirmed after last weekend's storms.
One of the hardest hit areas was Little Toad Lake, east of Detroit Lakes, where power and water are now finally back on, but the cleanup continues. Valley News Team's Alex Larson gives us a look at the damage and those cleanup efforts.
Ken Brusegard and Clifford Tengestal knew a storm was coming.
You hear the rain falling, then all of a sudden the hail was coming.
But they say they did not know Little Toad Lake was going to get hit this hard until they got the alert. And by that time, the storm was in full force.
And then all of a sudden you just heard this big roar of wind blasting through, and you were just sitting there waiting to see if the trailer was going to move or the camper.
Like many others, they had to wait the storm out in their homes until it was over. But they say around 60 other people either ran to the owner's basement or the bathhouses.
You hate to get out running for safety and maybe you run across a live electrical wire and you're not taking the time to really look where you're going. You're just trying to find a safe place.
They say people found their belongings all over the place.
One gentleman was walking around that morning and he says, "I can't find my boat."
Brusegard and Tengestal both did not have damages to their homes.
Any trees that had gone down, that it's hard to believe that not more campers got damaged.
Especially when it's an EF2 and 115-mile-an-hour winds. When you hear that, you go, whoa, wait a minute.
Yeah.
But this camper is said to have had a large family inside when it fell. And the family inside this fish house were inside just moments before it came down. Luckily, everyone made it out safe. And they are all helping with the cleanup.
We're all one big family here. We all pitch in and help out with everything, no matter what goes on.
But this is not going to stop their 4th of July party.
They're still planning on it.
On Little Toad Lake, Alex Larson, Valley News Live.
And outside this evening, some more people may be in for some severe weather overnight. First Alert Storm Team meteorologist Nathan Hopper joins us now with the latest details. Nathan.
Yeah, thanks, Justin. We're tracking those storms just to our west at this hour, but look at this beautiful sunset. Before we get into all that, from our Corwin Auto Tower cam looking toward the setting sun, some beautiful views here. And actually, the little pop-up shower near Devil's Lake, we could actually see that casting a shadow on the sun, or the sun casting a shadow of that cloud here through our area. So it was just beautiful here. Still seeing some colors at this hour of twilight hanging on. But here's those temperatures. Still seeing 60s across Minnesota where things are quite a bit cooler. 70s now across North Dakota. Refreshing change from where we were earlier in the 90s there in Oaks. Still holding on to 87 in Sisseton, 84 in Aberdeen. And look how quickly this little storm kind of popped up, or it wasn't really a storm, there's no lightning on it. It was a little rain shower popped up near the Heimdall area and just scooted just north of Cheyenne and just fell apart as it moved toward Devil's Lake. So this is showing me that there is some capping still in the atmosphere that really fizzled this storm, this shower out before it could really become developed. Now, the question mark remains, are these storms and these showers going to have the same fate as they move into more of a stable air mass? That's still to be seen, but right now still seeing some storms moving toward the Aberdeen area, a severe storm near the Linton area just across the South Dakota state line. So we're watching these very carefully. We are still under that severe thunderstorm watch till 1 a.m. and still in the slight risk of severe weather for pretty much everybody, though that watch, Stacy, Justin, for our southern counties where those storms are moving toward right now. So we'll time out those storms and, of course, look ahead to that holiday weekend here in a few minutes.
All right. Thanks so much, Nathan.
Tonight, the North Dakota Department of Health has confirmed the first human case of West Nile virus this season. The individual lives in Richland County and was not hospitalized. Officials say this is the time of year when virus activity typically increases, so it's important to protect yourself from mosquito bites.
So the main way to protect being bitten is, of course, to wear insect repellent. It's always great to wear long sleeve, long pants, particularly earlier in the morning and later at night when mosquitoes are more prone to be biting.
For a list of ways to protect yourself, just head to our website, valleynewslive.com, and click on this story.
New for you tonight, we're continuing to follow the overturning of Roe v. Wade, and while the move is being celebrated by some, others say the move means more women could face potential maternal health risks.
Valley News Team's Shay Taylor shares one local woman's story.
In 2019, Erin Knapp became pregnant with her first child.
We had only been dating for 6 months, so yes, it was unplanned.
Erin and her now husband became excited about bringing a new life into the world.
We did doctor's appointments, we did everything we were supposed to do.
But her pregnancy became complicated, and the roller coaster of complications continued before learning some devastating news.
The heartbeat was low for an infant and nothing that would sustain life. My world was just broken.
She and her husband made the heartbreaking decision to have an induced abortion.
If I had gotten an infection and if I had gotten septic and something happened to me, I might not be here.
I had already lost a daughter. I didn't want to lose a girlfriend or future wife.
Erin says the overturning of Roe v. Wade was very upsetting.
I think it's so much more than just, what people see on the surface. There's so many medical conditions associated with pregnancy that are harmful to the mom.
And she says she's already seeing other ways how this ruling is impacting women.
I even have a friend that has told me I don't think I want to have children because of this now. I think that's a problem.
The couple has since had another healthy baby boy. But Erin says she just hopes the Roe v. Wade decision doesn't take his rights. And in Carlos, Minnesota, Nisha Taylor, Valley News Live.
The CDC says every year about 700 women in the U.S. die due to pregnancy-related complications.
Well, it's been a rough week for motorcycle riders in our community. At least 4 different crashes involving bikes happened just since Friday. 3 of those were fatal. This is motorcycle safety instructors urging vehicle drivers and riders to keep a few things in mind on the road this summer, including giving everyone their space, slowing down, and keeping the tricks and wheelies off the streets.
Look twice and look again. Motorcycles are small, and we need to be aware that they are on the road just as much as anybody else.
Instructors say safety classes like those at Abate in West Fargo reduce the likelihood of crashes up to 70%, even for the most experienced riders, as they reinforce safety measures you may not know or you might forget. If you're interested in signing up, you can find a link on the VNL News app. Just click on this story.
New tonight, an Underwood man was taken into custody after deputies served a search warrant this afternoon in Underwood. Around 3:30 p.m., 36-year-old David Anglin Hill was taken into custody on felony warrants for second-degree assault with a dangerous weapon and false imprisonment, as well as 3 misdemeanor warrants. He's being held at the Otter Tail County Jail. The investigation is ongoing, but deputies say there is no danger to the public.
The Summit nightclub in Fargo is up for sale. The building's undergone a change of ownership over the last year following a deadly shooting outside the business, which was then known as the Africa Restaurant and Nightclub. The building at 45th and 7th Avenue South in Fargo is listed at $1.5 million. The sale includes a Class A liquor license. When the Summit Restaurant and Nightclub opened in January, staff then told us they were trying to reinvent the business and work to resolve the problems that had plagued the prior nightclub.
New tonight, we're one step closer to having alcohol sales allowed at Bison football games. It's not a done deal yet. NDSU Athletic Director Matt Larson tells Valley News Live they have engaged in conversations with the Fargo Dome about the possibility of adding alcohol sales, and calls yesterday's Fargo Dome Authority meeting the first step in the process. The next Fargo Dome Authority meeting is scheduled for July 26th.
The U.S. veteran from Moorhead who recently went to Ukraine to help provide aid is coming home to sing. Mark Lindquist announced he's putting on 2 fundraising big band concerts, one in Fargo at the Sanctuary and one in Ukraine. The concert locally will be at 7 p.m. Friday, July 8th. That's next Friday. The one in Ukraine is set for the end of next month. The concert in Fargo is free, and any donated money will go to the Ukrainian city where Lindquist says it gets attacked often and is in a lot of need right now.
The Fargo Police Department hosted their annual community picnic tonight at Urban Plains Park. There was a DJ, lawn games, and food trucks. The goal, they say, was to bring the community together with law enforcement and emergency responders in a more casual setting.
The police department exists to serve its city, and so to be able to be out here in this kind of an environment with our community members, I mean, it's an amazing time. We get to be around, we get to talk, we get to build relationships, we get to have positive engagement. It's a really huge opportunity for the department.